Saddest girl I ever met.
You're the first man that ever said that. I'm usually told how happy I am.
That's because you make a man feel happy.
Everyone thinks they know Marilyn Monroe, but behind Hollywood's brightest smile was abandonment, pills, power, and a death that still feels like a secret. Marilyn Monroe was never just an icon. She was a creation, a fantasy sold to the world. And behind that glow was a lonely woman trapped inside the machine that made her famous and may have helped destroy her. Before she was Marilyn Monroe, she was Norma Jeane, a little girl born into instability. Her mother struggled with severe mental illness. Her father was absent from the beginning. There was no fairy tale childhood. There were foster homes, orphanages, uncertainty, abandonment. As a child, Norma Jeane learned something brutal very early. If she wanted safety, she had to be pleasing. She had to adapt. She had to smile even when everything inside felt broken. While other children dreamed about who they would become, she was just trying to find somewhere safe to belong. That wound never fully closed. At 16, she got married. Not because of a grand romance. Because she needed protection. Because the alternative was going back into institutional care. That changes the way you see everything. The woman the world would later worship as a symbol of desire began adulthood simply trying to escape poverty and rejection. Then came an opportunity. A photo shoot. A camera lens. A look that stopped people cold. Hollywood saw it instantly. Marilyn had something impossible to ignore. It was more than beauty. It was softness mixed with danger. Innocence mixed with mystery. But Hollywood didn't want Norma Jeane. Hollywood wanted a product. They changed her name. They changed her hair. They refined her voice. They built Marilyn Monroe like a perfect brand. And it worked. In just a few years, she went from modeling jobs to becoming one of the most recognizable women on earth. Films, magazine covers, photographers, crowds, flashbulbs. She could walk into a room and instantly own it. But as the world fell in love with Marilyn, Norma Jeane began disappearing. And that was the turning point. Because Marilyn understood something the public didn't. The image making her powerful was also trapping her. On screen, she was the irresistible blonde. Off screen, she wanted respect. She wanted to be taken seriously. She wanted to be seen as an actress, not a joke. So she fought back. She studied acting seriously. She challenged studio executives. She demanded better roles. She even started her own production company, something almost unheard of for a woman in that era. For a moment, it looked like she might actually win. But every act of rebellion came with a cost. Production delays became headlines. Missed appearances became scandals. Her anxiety deepened. Her insomnia worsened. And her dependence on prescription medication began to follow her everywhere like a shadow. This is where the real controversy starts. For years, Marilyn's image was exploited by almost everyone around her. Studios profited from her body. The press profited from her pain. Powerful men were drawn to her light. But when she began to unravel, many of those same people called her unstable, difficult, unreliable, as if the system that built her had nothing to do with her collapse. Then came the rumors that turned her life into a public obsession. Her marriages to Joe DiMaggio and Arthur Miller were endlessly dissected. Her love life became front-page entertainment. Then came whispers of connections to the Kennedy family. Dangerous whispers, political whispers. And with Marilyn Monroe, rumor was often enough to become its own kind of truth. The more famous she became, the less control she seemed to have over her own story. Every delay became a scandal. Every absence became a theory. Every private struggle became public spectacle. And still, the world could not stop watching. Because Marilyn wasn't just glamorous. She was tragic. And people are magnetized by beautiful tragedy. In her final years, she remained one of the biggest stars in the world. But she was also exhausted, fragile, isolated. She was wealthy, adored, desired, and deeply vulnerable. The combination of emotional pain, sleeping pills, barbiturates, pressure, and public scrutiny was becoming explosive. Then the story took its darkest turn. In 1962, Marilyn Monroe was found dead. She was only 36. The world froze. The official narrative pointed toward a probable overdose. But almost immediately, questions began to spread. Was it truly an accident? Was it suicide? Or was there something more? A cover-up? A political secret? A silenced woman who knew too much? Decades later, the mystery still refuses to die. And that mystery transformed Marilyn forever. She was no longer just a movie star. She became a symbol, a warning, a fantasy, a conspiracy, an immortal face frozen in time. And strangely, her comeback began after death. Because Marilyn Monroe never really disappeared. She became bigger than life, bigger than Hollywood, bigger than truth. New generations keep discovering her. New theories keep emerging. New films, books, and documentaries keep trying to solve the same impossible puzzle. Some see her as a victim of a cruel system. Others see her as a smart, ambitious woman destroyed by the very image she mastered. And many see something even sadder. A deeply wounded human being the world preferred to desire rather than understand. Today, Marilyn Monroe remains one of the most powerful names in pop culture. Her face still sells. Her story still trends. Her death still provokes debate. But beneath the legend is one haunting question. Who was Norma Jeane when the cameras stopped rolling? Maybe that's why Marilyn still fascinates us. Because she was never just beauty. She was pain turned into mythology. So tell me this. Was Marilyn Monroe destroyed by her own fragility, or by a system that created her, used her, and then let her fall?